The worst maritime disaster in American history killed dozens of veterans from East Tennessee. You'll see more of a memorial in a moment. It happened on the Mississippi in April of 1865. A steamship carrying Civil War veterans exploded, caught fire, and sank about 7 miles upriver from Memphis. Almost 1,200 passengers died. In addition to that memorial in South Knoxville, one group is looking to ensure the lives of those soldiers aren't forgotten.
My name is Norman Shaw, and I'm the founder of the Sultana Association. The Sultana was the worst maritime disaster in American history that nobody knows about. The Sultana was the name of a steamboat that was heavily overloaded with recently freed Union POWs from the Confederate camps at Andersonville and Cahaba, and the men were going home. They had survived the shot and shell of the Civil War, the horrors of prison camp, and are actually on this steamboat that was within a day or two of hitting port at Cairo, and exploded in the middle of the night at 2 a.m. on April 27th, 1865. These were private steamboats that were contracted out to carry troops because they had a lot of space.
It had 2,100 men on board. It was supposed to have how many?
It was built for a capacity of about 365 passengers and 80 crew. The boilers blew up.
And this is all unfolding at 2 in the morning, so it's pitch black.
Pitch black. The Mississippi River was at flood stage. It was about 2 miles wide. 2 o'clock in the morning, most of them were asleep, dreaming of home, within 2 days of reaching home. And then this horrible explosion rips through the boat. I compare it to a case of dynamite going off. And then panic ensued. A strong contingent of East Tennesseans, Knoxville area men on board
Lost their lives.
Yes, about 400 that were on board, only about 150 survived.
Did a lot of these men die instantly, or did they die by fire or drowning?
Well, all three. It was a most horrific situation. Clinton Riddle, he's a friend of mine from Sweetwater, a World War II veteran, just turned 97, and he has 4 or 5 or 6 relatives that were on the Sultana. I'm thinking of the East Tennessee connection. There was John Simpson, and just woke up midair. Because the explosion didn't kill him, it just sent him airborne. And so he woke up midair and then just splashed down away from the boat, which probably saved his life because he was able to grab some driftwood and float to safety.
Why do we not know this story? Well,
at the time of this disaster, there was a lot going on. Lincoln had been assassinated a week earlier. John Wilkes Booth, the assassin, was killed the day before. And people were just tired of the Civil War. So all these factors came into play that the Sultana story hit the front pages for a little while across the country and then was quickly forgotten about. It's just something that caught my interest, and I just followed up and decided that we needed to have a Sultana descendants organization to keep the story alive as the men themselves promised to do, and after they died out, now we are coming afterwards to keep the story alive.
Tomorrow marks the day the Sultana sank in 1865. In a tradition spanning more than 30 years now, the Descendants Association will gather to honor the men of the Sultana.